to the channel. And wow, AI, what can I say? You are doing some amazing things. And what I want to say to you all is, if you are a recruiter, or maybe you're a solopreneur, for example, entrepreneur, then this is the time really to really embrace these tools that can help you in your business. Now, AI can be used for hiring. Now, I've been checking out Workable AI. It helps recruiters and employers to hire faster and smarter. Now, imagine you're a recruiter. You got a recruiter in your company, and instead of them spending time looking at recruiting staff, going through applications, this AI can help you, for example, in your business. So just bear with me a second, because I'm just going to turn this off, because I've actually realized I'm going live on my other YouTube here, so apologies for that. So like I said, AI, it's hiring, and there's a hiring tool that will really help you in your business, because the recruiter, they're so busy as it is. They're finding work for the candidates, they're checking the application forms, they're interviewing them, they're searching for candidates online, for example. Then they've got to look through all of these application forms. Imagine, that's how we used to do it. We don't need to do it that way anymore. The recruiter can really be spending time going out, finding work for your candidates. Yes, they can do the human connection, they can do the human touch, the communication. Use them for that purpose, where they're going out every day, as well as they can make calls in the office. I'm not saying that they're to be out all day, but you might as well get them to meet people, because listen, that's how it was done in the old days. It was. When I say the old days, it wasn't that long ago, but I say the old days because to some people you may see it as that, for example. But they can go out and meet care homes, meet private hospitals, meet organizations that you'll be able to supply staff to. Whereas when the AI, it's called Workable AI, can actually do the adverts, scan the CV, book them for interviews, do the compliance checks, send off the reference letters, all of these things, it can be done. And it is amazing. And I'm going to read out to you what this Workable AI can do for you in your organization, because it is something that is remarkable. So I just want to say welcome to you for being here, and thank you for being here. And today I'm going to be diving into Workable AI, which is one of the most powerfulest AI recruitment tools that you can do to help as an employer to recruit staff members. But your recruiter, if you've got a recruiter on board, then they can do the work that they're meant to do, which is to help you to find work to increase your business cash coming in, your revenue. They're not really meant to be spending lots of time doing the applications and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fine for them to meet the candidates, to get the documents, to make sure that the documents are correct, but get someone else to do that. That can all be done before the recruiter even gets to deal with that. Get the recruiter, because you want a recruiter to be earning you about $12,000 a month minimum, for example. That's what they need to do. How can they do it if they're constantly recruiting, constantly interviewing, constantly checking compliance documents, etc.? No. Constantly getting people to do shifts? No. AI can do that for you. Get your recruitment consultant, recruiter, for example, instead of them doing 360 degree of the process, get them to do the process that's going to make you money in your business. Do you hear me? So what they can do is they can go out into the community and meet the buyers that will use your service. That is where they're best placed to earn you money. Doing the paperwork, doing the tedious things is not going to earn you money. Whereas AI can do that for you, and the recruiter can go out and meet care homes, build a relationship up, create that database. And their job is to go out there every single day. You make the best out of the recruiter. Rather than them being in the office trying to, hook up the CVs and blah, blah, blah. No, get them to go out and meet the community of who you are serving. Okay, so let's hit this ground running, okay? Because I'm really passionate about this, because I know your recruiters can earn you 12,000 or more a month. Each recruiter desk should be earning you 15,000 a month minimum, for example, minimum. They should be earning a bit more than that, but that's the bottom line, okay? And imagine if you had a recruiter that was just purely focusing on meeting, doing the human connection. AI can make the calls to care homes. AI can do your recruitment stuff, for example. But AI can't be the human. So get your recruiter to, instead of, because, I'm all about, if you can keep someone on that's doing a good job, then look at where you can best put them. Where will they best serve your company? Yeah. So that recruiter, they can get in their car every day and go out and meet who's on the list, and that they visited them, and that there's some responses. I'm not saying that recruiter goes out and just goes home and has a cup of tea. They're going out to work, so they've got to keep that going. But what I would say to you is, if they've earned their quota every month, why don't you say to them as an incentive? Because if you've got AI working with you, then really your income should really increase by 30% with AI, because that's how fast they are. Okay, they're faster than us humans. So your recruiter is going out daily. There's no doubt about it. Minimum of 3 days a week they should be going out. Yes, you heard me. 3 days a week to get money in for your business, for example. And if they hit that quota, right? Say if they do 15,000, great, wonderful. If they do over that, then you're going to offer them some commission, right? Or you say to them, right, you've hit your quota, you can have 2 days off. How does that sound? Yeah, or maybe they can do 4 days a week, as long as they hit their quota. You're not going to be bothered. If they're making you money, you're going to be happy about that, right? So get them to be out there, get your brand out there and meeting who they're going to be, who you're going to be supplying the service to, for example. We're relying too much on this picking the phone up. And listen, AI, they can do 300 calls an hour. That is faster than any human being. And guess what? It starts from £150 a month, or dollars a month. Come on, you can't beat that. 300 calls an hour, and they can do it 24 hours. They don't get tired. They don't get, they don't have an attitude. They don't get, I was going to say antsy then. They don't get, they don't get frustrated. They're always pleasant. Yeah? And imagine 300 calls in an hour, and that recruiter that you have, that you're paying a salary to, You can get them, rather than just get rid of them, for example, get them to go out in the community 3 days a week minimum, and get them to visit the organizations that you want to provide your staff members to. That's what your recruiter really should do, and that's how it used to be in the old days. Yes, there'd be the phone calls, but also they'd be out for 2-3 days out of the week to get business in, to make sure that they've hit their quota, for example. Don't have your recruiter doing everything. You can get an AI that can make those calls, for example, and even book the recruiter. This is what you'll love, right? They can book the recruiter in for appointments, and then the recruiter goes out. That recruiter is going to be busy, and that's how it should be. And the recruiter will feel happy. You'll feel happy. You'll feel something's being done. The AI is making the calls. They're also recruiting in terms of the adverts and picking the right candidates, documentation, references sent off, all of the compliance documents back, whilst the recruiter is out getting business in for your company. You cannot beat that, because imagine your recruiter, each recruiter is bringing in a minimum of 15k, 20k a month, for example, for your organization. You would then say to them, right, okay, if you hit your target each month, then you can do 4 days a week. Guess what? They're going to be a lot more happier as well. And your company is going to be a lot more efficient, because your AI is doing, 300 calls in an hour. That's better than anybody can do. And imagine your recruiter, you're paying that recruiter to go out in the field, and they're just basically getting the closing the deals. The AI has made the calls, they've booked the appointment, they've sent the message to your recruiter. The recruiter is, okay, I'm on it, for example, and they've gone and closed that deal straight away. That is what a true recruiter should be doing. They should be out in the field. They shouldn't be sat in the office doing phone calls, then checking people's applications, looking through the application, then looking online, putting the advert in. Come on. How will you expect efficiency if you do things like that? Because you end up getting yourself in a tizzy, as well as being tired and stressed. Whereas with this, you got an AI, for example, who's making calls. You got AI that's dealing with your recruitment, for example, and giving the recruiter, the human being, the tasks. You say, hey, you're in this location. This care home needs a call. I said you'd be able to do 2 o'clock because I can see that you've got some free space, for example. Yeah. And then they close the deal straight away. You're on it. They get the terms of business signed. Everybody is happy. The candidate gets the work. Everybody is happy. You get paid. Everyone is happy. So think about this in a new strategic way to improve efficiency in your care business. In your business, it will just be remarkable. Okay? So if you like what I'm saying, hit the like button, share, subscribe to the live stream, for example, and I'm going to, and also drop a yes if you're excited about what I've just said about the AI and streamlining your hiring process. So why AI is the future for hiring? And I'm going to mention this because let's start with a quick question. So how many of you have struggled with finding the right candidate, dealing with slow hiring processes, or managing a flood of resumes? How many resumes do you have to look at? How many times are you wasting your hours looking at these resumes when AI can just Scan, quick. Oh, done. Right. Okay, that one's no good. Yep, that one's good. I'll put it on that side. Oh, this one might need to check with the owner, but possibility. And let them deal with it, because they're faster than you at the end of the day. They're not gonna hire someone if they haven't met the right criteria, for example. And the ultimate decision obviously is with you, but they will tell the recruiter who's good, set them up for interview, then you can interview them yourself with the recruiter if you want to, for example. You can even have AI do it these days. Yes, you heard me. They can. Okay, so you want efficiency now. You want efficiency, you want to grow your business. You got to be fast. And not this, oh, I'll do so many calls in, because as human beings, there's only so many calls you can do in an hour. Unless you are the business owner, you can do like 150, 200 calls an hour, for example. Right? But the AI can do 300 calls in an hour, but they are consistent every hour. Whereas with us, we get tired. We're like, I need a break. I've been on the phone. My throat's dry. I need to get a cup of tea or drink some water. Then you take a break, and it can become overwhelming, right? So think about what I'm saying to you. Okay? So the AI, what it can do for your business is it can screen resumes in seconds instead of days. Look, come on. We've seen it. We've had thousands of resumes come in. And we're like, whoa, okay, we got to shortlist all these people now, for example. And even though you may ask the right questions and submit the questions, and that they are meant to answer those questions, sometimes people can give the wrong, answer the question as if to say they are experienced and they're not. Whereas AI will spot that in a heartbeat, straight away. Whereas with you, it could take you, you've got like 200 applicants to go through in a day, for example. And then you've got to go through one by one and shortlist them. And this could take you all week, couldn't it? And then you shortlisted them, then you then got to invite them for interview, then you've got to send a email, for example, or if you're on, depends what platform you're on, job vacancy board, for example, then you've got to then ask them for interview, then you get a Zoom thing. Whereas with AI, it's so much faster than how we would do it. Seriously, it really is. And then you've got your recruiter that can go out in the field and close the deals and meet people, because that's what they used to do years ago. They weren't sat in the office answering your phone or making calls. They were out. That's what they're meant to be, like the door-to-door salesman. That's how they're meant to be. And if you are a recruiter watching this, this is how you really should be doing things to make sure that people are meeting you. We need to do the human touch. Otherwise, your job is at risk, recruiter. If you don't do things like this, your job will be at risk. So you've got to become the human. That is your superpower, is you being the human, having that human connection. AI can't do that. You can. So, like I said, the AI can automatically match top candidates to jobs that you have, schedule interviews without human effort, reduce hiring costs, and also bias. Okay? So, tell me in the chat, what is your biggest challenge that you're facing with hiring? I'd love to know, because I know from what I've experienced and what other people have experienced is that it is time consuming. And sometimes people say things and you think, well, what? Is this person qualified, or do they, and then you've put them to one side because you don't know, you're not sure. Let AI take that stress from you. Okay, try and make your life a bit more easier, for example. So what is Workable AI and how does it work? So I'm going to talk about Workable AI and what it is and how it actually works. So Workable AI is an advanced AI-powered hiring platform that helps businesses. It posts jobs listing automatically. It finds top matching candidates instantly. It automates your resume, for example, screening, CV screening, and also it ranks the candidates. It schedules interviews with AI-powered chatbots. Hello, you can't beat that. And here's how Workable saves you hours of work every week. You can get a live demo. I'm going to put the link in the description as well and in the chat as well. And let me know what you think once you've had the live demo, for example. Have you ever used AI for hiring processes? Yes or no? I suppose some of you right now, it's going to be, majority will be no, for example. And with regards to Workable AI versus traditional hiring, traditional hiring, right? So how does AI powered hiring compare to the traditional recruitment hiring? Traditional, it's time consuming. You see me sighing because I even know how time consuming it can be, and it can give you a right headache sometimes. So sorting through hundreds and thousands, and I've gone through thousands of resumes manually, is exhausting, stressful. Your eyes get tired. You start thinking, when you're dealing with these pals, for example, the old way, and you're looking at it, and then suddenly you kind of think, I've just put that on this pile, but maybe they belong on this pile. Let me just read that again. So then you read it again, then you're like, yeah, they're on the wrong pile. Because you can make mistakes. You can make mistakes and put them on the wrong pile, for example. Another thing is it's expensive, right? So the cost for you and or your recruitment, if you got a recruiter, the cost of them having to go through all of that is so time consuming. They're meant to be getting, a recruiter is meant to be getting you money in for your business. They're not there really to keep doing this paperwork. We're doing it all back to front. They're there to go out and get business in for your company so that they're meeting their monthly targets. Because if they're doing all of this, that means your monthly targets, their monthly targets, aren't going to be hit. So another thing is that we can tend to be biased. Unconsciously, hiring bias affects selection. Sometimes we hire people because we might feel sorry for them, or we might think, maybe they'll be okay. They didn't come out at interview very well, but maybe that was down to nerves and blah, 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 that type of thing. Whereas with Workable AI hiring, it's fast, it's automatic. You haven't got to think about that. Cost effective, and it's unbiased. So AI ranks candidates only based on their skills and experience. So don't think about the other stuff like how we do. They had a nice personality. They seemed a bit quiet, a bit offish. I wonder why that is. I don't think, all these things that we're thinking about, whereas the AI will just hire the right person for the job. Okay? So if you're a business owner or a recruiter, Wouldn't you rather save time? Yes, you would, wouldn't you? And hire the right people. So let's look at what can be done. Okay, let's use an example here. So an example would be that company A, for example, is reduced hiring time from 30 days to just 5 days. Whereas company B improved candidate quality by 40% using AI screening. Whereas company C saved $50,000 per year on recruitment cost. Because if you hire the wrong person, then you've got to start the ball rolling all over again. So you hire the wrong person, and for 3 months or even 6 months, you find out that they're not the right person. So how much have you spent as an employer for that person? And look, I've been there, okay? I've wasted lots of money. And it's a loss because you have to start all over again and start the training all over again. Whereas AI will be more effective than what you would be. AI can even do the training. You don't even have to do the training. You just got to put the correct information into AI, and then they'll be able to crack on with it so you can do what you're meant to do as the business owner, and the recruiter can do what they're meant to do, which is to get money in for the business. So AI, we know it's the future of hiring. So are you ready to make that switch? Because if you don't, you're going to be losing out. So what I want you to think about is, do you think that AI can save you time with hiring? AI can help you to find the top candidates faster with AI screening than what you would have ever done. It can cut recruitment costs and improve hiring decisions. Now, whether maybe you don't have a recruiter, so that's great for you. For example, maybe you're the one that wants to, saving that money. But if you could get a recruiter in once you've started to make money, then that recruiter is just out in the field. They're out in the field. And, basically it's like, it's the scenario. They have to earn that monthly income for the company, and then they can either have a day off, for example, or maybe you can give them a 4-day week because they're bringing in $15,000 a month for your company, or $15,000 a month for your company minimum. That's just hitting the target. But if they go over, what are you going to give them? You're going to give them a day off? I would, rather than give them a commission. Just say, right, okay, you just do 4 days a week, providing you hit your target. If you don't hit your target, then you don't get the 4 days a week. You have to do the 5 days a week. Okay? There has to be some incentive, but definitely make sure that they are just focusing on getting the work in for the candidates. Yeah? AI can be making calls to care homes to get the appointments booked for the recruiter to go and see the care home and take a presentation pack and close the deal and get them to sign the terms of business there and then on the spot. That way you're not wasting time back and forward with emails, even though the AI can do that as well. But I'm just saying, this is a quick, efficient way of doing it. You'll get the best candidates and you'll get them fast with AI screening. It also, like I said, you can really look at giving your recruiter that time that they would like, for example, because they've hit their target. Now, wouldn't that be nice if you said, right, okay, you'll be doing a 4-day week, providing you hit your target. Now, isn't that a win-win situation for everybody? You're going to be happy because the recruiter is hitting the target, for example, and then also the recruiter is happy that they're only doing 4 days a week. Now, when I'm talking about AI, I'm not necessarily saying that you're to get rid of your staff and just have AI agents, although there's a lot of companies working on that basis, but you can use your team members to really reach out, do outreach, connection, human connection, communication, building relationships, client relationships, focusing on that. And then the AI can do its magic, do its work, for example, and then your business should increase by a minimum of, say, 30%. But you don't need to hire a load of recruiters. You could have one, for example, and then they're going out in the field continuously. You know, it has to be that way. In order to get you the 15,000 a month in sales, for example, the best place that they could be is out in the field, but they must be literally going into places. I don't mean for them to drive home and stay there for 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, have coffee, tea and sandwich and maybe some lunch and put the washing on kind of thing. No, they're to be out in the field actually closing the deals, making, just door knocking, like the salesman, for example, scenario. That is the same thing that you want for the recruiter, because they're going to get sales in for your company. And isn't that a better solution than not having a recruiter? Or maybe you want to have a recruiter that just does part-time work, say 3 days a week. Or maybe they do 5 days a week, but they do 4 hours in a day, for example. But you got to pick the right times, because the right times usually is when you're doing like face-to-face. The good times are usually, you don't want to go during lunchtime. That is when they have their lunch. The recruiter has their lunch hour for that time, for example. So you've got in between, say, 10 and 12, for example. Sometimes you'll go to a care home and they're possibly just getting their lunches ready, for example. Or maybe they'll have their lunch at 1 o'clock. But you've got to really make sure that the recruiter is doing a number of visits a day. So the AI will print out the list of the homes, if it's a care home, for example, if it's an agency, medical staffing agency, and they've got a list of the homes, even with the time schedules. So it's like they've got a roster, and they are hitting, literally visiting those places and making notes and comments, etc., so that the relationship is starting to be nurtured. Yeah, they're spoken with the care manager and told them what we're able to offer. They said they already use agency, but I talked about what else we also offer, i.e. chefs, kitchen assistants, cooks, cleaners, that type of thing. So they said that they would be interested and that they would call us, or they would, reach out to us when they need it. But also that recruiter is not just leaving it at that. That recruiter is going to call back again, say a month later, for example. Or the AI can remind and make those calls. So the recruiter's constantly got a list of rounds that they're covering, so that all of the care homes get covered not just a small section, but all of them get covered. And like I said, AI can do 300 calls in 1 hour. That is huge. So the likelihood of getting appointments, if the AI is if you've got AI, if the AI is the voice AI I'm referring to, if the AI is doing 300 calls in 1 hour, for example, that is a lot of calls. So 2,400 calls in a day. So if we look at the 2,400 calls in a day, usually you get about 5%, and I'm being really tight here, for example. So that is, right, so if we do 2,004, sorry, .05, so that's 120 interested leads. Yeah, that is a lot. Where the AI has sent emails with the presentation pack, the AI follows up and then tries to get a booked appointment for your recruiter. And then the recruiter, out of that, if we say 10%, so really the recruiter should be closing 10 to 12 shifts for your organization, right? So they do that. They do 10 to 12. And I'm just saying, that's just one day. You haven't tried these voice AIs. I tell you, it is shocking. Shockingly amazing. But I still have staff members because I believe human touch is always important. Okay? So I still have a small number of staff. But it makes your company more efficient, for example. And it cuts out a lot of time wasting activities as well. Okay, so if you can get voice AI, if you're just starting out, get voice AI. And once voice AI and you've gone out and you've gone and done those appointments, if you're a solopreneur, for example, just starting out, you're doing these appointments, then you can get a recruiter in, just one recruiter. They're the ones that'll be out in the field every day. You don't want them sat in your office not doing anything, waiting for the phone to ring or picking the call up, doing 10 calls an hour and then sending off emails, and it's wasting your time and their time. Whereas with voice AI and AI, they can just get on with things and be a lot faster than what you would be, for example. So you imagine, even if you have like 12 clients in a week, for example, and then each of those clients, will say they're giving you about 100. That could give you 1,200 hours a week. And then times, depends what rate you're doing. So I'm going to say £18 because it all depends on the place. So that's good money. 21,000 a week. If that recruiter can close that, Benny, you'd be super happy with them, wouldn't you? You would. So, like I said, with AI, it can actually increase your revenue because they're a lot faster than what humans are. And the recruiter, your recruiter that you've got, or you can go out every day and speak to, say, 12 care homes a day. Really, in the day, you should be speaking with about 15 if you can, for example. If you're out there from morning to evening, for example, you're closing you're meeting them, and out of that really you could really quite easily close 3 in a day. Because when I say close, you've got that agreement signed with them. Whether you're offering permanent or whether you're offering temporary staff, I would look at offering both. I wouldn't just go with just offering temporary workers. I would offer both. I would look at that care home or that organization. I would look at being their one-stop shop, and I would provide them with everything that they need. And when I say everything, I mean everything, even down to gloves, aprons. Whilst you're there, if you're the recruiter, whilst they're there, they could be saying, so where'd you get your uniforms from? Where'd you get your gloves from? Where'd you get your aprons from? And go, oh, we use blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I know. I know of that company. They're really good, aren't they? But what if we could offer you at a cheaper price? Would you be interested? And of course they're going to say yes. They're not going to say no. And then you've got another deal, haven't you? You're offering aprons, you're offering uniforms, you're offering staff members, for example. And then you could even go another step further, the recruiter could, and say, who does your training? And they'll go, oh, blah, 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 does our training. And if you can offer training, then that's another bonus to that particular organization, isn't it? So try and look at, you see, AI is a good thing because it can do a lot, and it will take the stress away from you. And this is why I'm mentioning it so much, and that's why we are offering AI automation services where we can implement AI. They call them AI agents. AI agents do different job roles, for example, in your organization, and we can implement it, and also we can also maintain, making sure that everything is fine, for example. But what this can do for you is it can increase your efficiency in your organization by 30%, but also it can increase your revenue as well than what one person or a person is doing for your organization. It will help them. If you've got a recruiter, it will help them to be faster because they're going out visiting. Because that's how you get more work, is by visiting people. That's why I keep talking about the community. Building a community is key, because you will get more work by doing so. And that's why I've been talking about this quite a bit. I'd love to know in the comments what you, in terms of whether you're using any AI at all. And I'm talking about this a lot because I know how hard it is to run a healthcare business. I've been there, been through 3 recessions, and I've done things the hard way, the slow way, the most difficultest way. Because when I started, we didn't even have computers. We didn't. Computers were just coming in, where we had to, you plug it into the wall and it would make this sound, dialing sound. That's when computers came in. Was it 1990? When did the computers come in? I think it was 1998. I'm going to have to check that. I forgot what year computers came in. But I know when I had my first computer, it was plugged. I had to plug it in the wall, and the back of the computer was like huge. It was like, just like how old TVs used to be, where there'd be this big thing at the back. That's how the computer was. And it wasn't like how it is today. This just if I was to think back then, I wouldn't be online here seeing myself on camera talking to other people, for example. It was like a grey box, a grey screen, and words would come up. Weird. Just like with faxes. We were doing things, and before that it was paper. You'd write it on paper. Everything was on paper. And they said it was going to be a paperless society with computers being invented, but we're still using paper. I am anyway. I've still got my A5 thing here. I always have this on my desk. I'm not showing you the other side because I've got writing on there. But I always have it on my desk because I like to make notes. I'm old school, so it's something that, you know, I'm not going to forget, for example. So it is like I just write things on my notepad because of my daily habits, my gratitude, you know, what I'm thankful for and what I'm going to be working on each day so that I can be prepared. So there's a lot of things that I've got on my paper, like my boot camps that I've got, what I'm going to be focusing on for the week. So like I said, before the computers came in, it was paper. It was notepads, paper. That's what we did back then. Now you've got the computers, you've got the laptops, you've got, you know, now there's AI. And we've progressed, and, you know, just like how we went from paper to computers, and now we've got these Zoom meetings, we got this, we got that, we got this, and we got so many things, and this is the transition. And if we don't move with the times, then we will get left behind. This is how you can show how efficient you are when you're speaking with an organization, that we've implemented AI into our organization to help with our workflows, to help with this, that, and the other, for example. But today is about AI in hiring and how Workable AI helps recruiters and employers hire smarter. And that's what I want to say to you. But I will put the link in the chat here. I hope that you've enjoyed today's training, because I am going to be talking a lot about AI and getting you to get used to the different types of AI and what it can do for your organization. Now, if you are interested in having an AI audit for your organization, there is a link that you can book a free 15-minute appointment with me. It's in the description, for example, and I will do a free AI audit for your organization to look at what AI systems would be suitable for your organization currently where you are right now, to get you into a stronger place. Because especially if you're doing this by yourself, there's a lot that you're trying to juggle, and it can become overwhelming, and you can get lost. Whereas you've got AI, and we implement AI into your organization, we train it according to what your company needs, and I have a very good idea of what your company needs, because I've been in healthcare for over 35 years. And what I want to say to you is that if you're just starting out, you're really at a really strong advantage to look at taking some of these AI tools and putting them into your organization. We can help implement them and also help maintain them as well with your organization as well. So I hope that that was helpful for you. If you want to, you can book a free 15-minute appointment with me, and I will go through with you of what type of AI that would be suitable for you and your organization, for example. And I would love to go through that with you, because at the end of the day, it's something that we're all faced with. AI is here, it's not going away, but AI can make things a lot more easier for you. It can streamline your business, and you will get your time freedom back. You could even be doing, you yourself can even book, where you just have one day off a week, for example. I'm just putting the link here in the chat for booking a free 15-minute appointment. It could be 30 minutes. And this is an online meeting with me. I'll just put it here so that you've got it. There we go. And I'll just pin the comment here as well. So you can then book a free 15-minute with myself, and I will gladly speak with you as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's discussion about AI and how Workable AI can help you with recruiting candidates for your organization in a really fast manner that will just be, you'll just be so amazed by it all as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here so that you can see it. Okay, so just book a free call with me, and I'll gladly speak with you all. All right, so have a wonderful evening and take it easy, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed week. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye.